Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, we're back in action now. We've got the Red Sox with the Senators. This is the only game on May 16th, 1949. Ray Scarborough will start things off for the Senators, who are 8-19 against the Red Sox at 14-10. Of course, Boston has not been playing well as of late. There's a ball in there to Dom DiMaggio, 1-0 the count, another one high, 2-0. There's another one that misses, 3-0, another count on Dom, and he takes the fourth ball, and he takes his base, and that'll bring up Ted Williams. This is that famous head of the Boston order. You don't want to let any of these guys on. Williams takes a strike and then hits one deep to center field. Fulmer's there for the catch, one away, and here comes Vern Stevens. Stevens up there hitting 296, takes a strike in their fastball, and they're tight. There's one looped out behind second base. Fulmer rushes in there, can't get quite in there fast enough. DiMaggio takes second. That's why I say you got to be careful. That brings up Bertie Tebbetts, and Tebbetts takes the ball, 1-0 the count, and there's one off the plate. It's 2-0 on him. There's a little high fly into right center field. Fulmer's been doing it all out there. He has the second out. He's got the catch. 2 away. Tommy O'Brien up there now. This is where Boston's order kind of falls apart. 1-1 now the count on O'Brien, and that's inside 2-1. That one's just low. 3-1 now the count on O'Brien, and there's one line to the hole, but Yost has that one. The third baseman snags that one for the out. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and it's going to be Eddie Robinson here for Washington up against Mel Parnell. Parnell 3-1 in the season with a 1.64 ERA. Robinson takes a strike, and then he launches one there into a left field for a base hit, and that'll bring up Bud Stewart. Stewart hitting 374 so far this season, hitting pretty well, and he has a 1-1 count on him. And there's a fastball he chases, fouls that one off. It's 1-2 now on Bud, and that's off the inside corner. 2-2 now is the count on him. And that slider misses low, full count now on Stewart. There's a chopper over to third base. Pesky grabs that one, throws over to first, and that is not in time. Stewart gets the infield hit. That'll bring up Clyde Fulmer now with runners on at first and second. Nobody out here bottom of the first inning, and Fulmer takes a strike and chases one out of the strike zone. 0-2 now the count on Clyde. And there's a ground ball over to third base side. Pesky is able to make the play there and throws over to first for the twin killing. 2 away, and here's Sam Denty, and he hits a ground ball over to Dewar at second. He throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the second inning, and here's Johnny Pesky. Pesky's hitting 280, but it's kind of a hollow 280 with that 344 slugging percentage. 2-1 is the count on him. There's one that's fouled back. It's 2-2, and he gets a base hit over to center field, and Pesky likes it when that pitch is over the plate like that. That'll bring up Bobby Dewar with the runner on at first, and he takes the first pitch for a strike, and Pesky runs over and is able to steal second. And here's Dewar now taking a ball, 1-1 the count on him. There's a pop-up over to the right side. Robinson is there. He makes the catch for the first out. That'll bring up Billy Hitchcock, who takes a strike. And there's a ball high. 1-1 the count on Hitchcock, and there's another ball high, 2-1, and that's fouled away. 2-2 now the count on Hitchcock. Fouls one off his foot, remains 2-2, and there's a swing and a miss, and down he goes. 2 away, and here is the pitcher, Mel Parnell, who takes a strike inside. There's a little ground ball over to Kozar at second. He makes the play and throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Al Evans who takes a strike, and they're 0-1 the count. There's a ground ball over to Dewar, who throws to first for the out, 1 away. Buddy Lewis up there now. Fly ball over to center field. DiMaggio has it for the second out. Here comes Al Kozar. Kozar takes a ball low, and then another one low. 2-0 the count now on Kozar. And he takes that third one for a ball, 3-0 the count. Fouls one off, 3-1 now, and there's a little liner over to a left field, and Williams has that one for the out. We go to the top of the third. Dom DiMaggio up there, and DiMaggio takes a ball and then looks at a strike. 1-1 the count on him, and takes one low and away. 2-1 the count now, and DiMaggio hits that one over to Fulmer in center for the out, 1 away, and it's Ted Williams. Hits one deep to right field. Lewis goes back and grabs that one for the out. 2 gone. Here's Vern Stevens, who takes the ball inside and then swings and misses a 1-1 the count. It's a ground ball over to Denty at short, throws over to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the third. Ed Yost up there, he hits a ground ball over to Stevens, who throws to first for the out, 1 away. Ray Scarborough now takes the strike and a ball, 1-1 the count. And there's a ball outside, 2-1 now on Scarborough, who fouls one back. It's 2-2. And there's strike 3 called on him for the second out. Not much of a surprise. The pitcher strikes out. Here's Eddie Robinson now. Takes a strike and then hits a ground ball over to Stevens, who throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the fourth. It's Bertie Tebbetts, who takes a strike, 0-1 the count. The changeup in there for a ball. It's 1-1, and there's one inside, 2-1 now the count on Tebbetts. That's fouled back. It's 2-2, and there's a fly ball over to right center field. The right fielder Lewis has that for the first out. Tommy O'Brien now takes a ball, 1-0 the count. And there's one up and in, 2-0 now the count on O'Brien. And there's a fastball low. It's 3-0 on him, and Scarborough gets the strike in there. 3-1 now, the pitch there, and it's a ground ball to Denty at short. Throws to first for the out, 2 away. Johnny Pesky fouls the first pitch back, 0-1 the count, and takes one low, 1-1. And there's a breaking ball wide 2-1 now the count, and that's a curveball outside 3-1, and that's up high. Pesky the runner at first base, and here's Bobby Dewar, who takes a ball down and in. 1-0 is the count on him. That's a fastball inside 2-0 the count on Dewar, and there's a ground ball up the middle. Kozar has it, flips over to Denty for the out at second. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's Bud Stewart, still no score. Stewart hits one deep to right field, right center field, make it, and DiMaggio's over there for the catch, one away. And here's Clyde Fulmer, who fouls the first pitch off, 0-1 the count. Hits another one to center field, and it's DiMaggio with it again. 2 away, and here's Sam Denty, who takes a ball and then hits a ground ball over to Stevens up the middle, and the play goes to first for the out. We go to the top of the fifth inning, and this is going to be one of those that people who hate fast games will dislike. 1-1 now the count on Billy Hitchcock. There's strike 2 to him as he swings and misses at that one. That's foul back, still 1-2 the count, and there's a ground ball over to short, and Denty drops it, picks it up, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Here's Mel Parnell, and he fouls one off, 0-1 the count. There's a roller towards third base. Scarborough actually will make the play, throw to first for the out, so the pitcher does it himself. 2 away, and here's Dom DiMaggio, who takes a ball. There's another ball wide, 2-0 the count, and that's up high, 3-0 now the count, and there's a strike on the outside corners, 3-1 now on DiMaggio. Chases one down and in, full count now on him, and there's a ground ball to second. Kozar has it, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and here's Al Evans. So it's been one of those games. I feel like it's 1908. Evans takes the ball and then hits one deep to right field, and that's going to bounce off the wall, and Evans gets in there to second base before Bryant can get that ball. Here is Buddy Lewis now with a runner on at second base and nobody out. We're going to bunt. And he lays one down third base line. That one just goes foul, 0-1 the count. And he squares that one towards first. That's the way you do it. And Hitchcock ends up grabbing that one and tagging Lewis out as he comes down, but Evans goes to third on that play. Mel Parnell has only thrown 37 pitches. Almost like there's something wrong here. Al Kozar now, who fouls one back, 0-1 the count. And there's a fastball. It doesn't miss by too much. 1-1 now the count. And there's a ground ball over to short. And we're not going to have him try for home. We'll live to fight another day. 2 outs now, and here's Eddie Yost. And there's a ball that's out and away. 1-0 the count, and he swings and misses a one. It's 1-1. There's one outside, but too far. 2-1 now the count on Yost. That's inside for a ball. It's 3-1, and Yost takes ball 4 all the way, and that'll bring up Ray Scarborough. Runners on first is second. Not much we can do here, but pray that Scarborough can do something. He takes the strike, 0-1 the count, swings and misses a one. It's 0-2, and there's a ground ball over to Stevens, who shovels it over to Dewar for the force out at second. Not much we can do on that. We go to the top of the sixth, and it's scoreless. Ted Williams takes the strike down in the zone. There's one in the dirt. 1-1 now the count on Williams. Backs off from one inside is 2-1 on him, and he swings and misses that one. 2-2 now the count. There's a blooper, and that's into center field in front of Fulmer for the base hit, and that'll bring up Vern Stevens with the runner on at first. Stevens takes the ball, 1-0 now the count on him, and that one is another ball, 2-0 now the count on Stevens. That's inside, ball 3-0 the pitch, and here's a strike on the inside corner, 3-1 now on Vern. There's a liner over to Denty at short, and he makes the play and throws over to first. That'll double off the splendid splinter. Here's Bertie Tebbets now with nobody on. He takes the ball and pops it up over to the third base side, and that one is foul. That one is foul, and this is, let's see, is there any sort of, yeah, this is another example. So I've been looking around for this. I've been looking around here for potential examples of poor play-by-play, and this is actually a good one here because, while it's certainly descriptive, this one doesn't really tell you that, it's a foul ball. And so you have to look kind of close and know what you're looking at, I suppose. I mean, it's just, you put in a line saying somewhere that this is in foul ground. You say it's near the plate, but is it over here? Is it over here? Is it over? I mean, who knows? It could be in all sorts of places. Anyway, 1-1 now the count on Tebbets, and there's another one inside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count on him. There's one over to right center field. Fulmer has that, the center fielder for the out. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and it's Eddie Robinson, and there's a slider that needs to Robinson for a strike. 0-1 the count. Now 1-1 after that ball. There's one foul back. 1-2 now the count. It's off the outside edge, and it's a ball. 2-2 still. That's fouled out the play. Still 2-2. That's high and outside. Now full count on Eddie Robinson. And he swings and misses a one that hits the plate, and he's tagged out for the out. 1 away, and here's Buddy Stewart, who takes the ball. Fouls one back. 1-1 to count now. 1-2. That was a strike in there. There's a sinker that misses inside. It's 2-2. And there's a foul ball into the stand. Still 2-2. That's a breaking ball low. Full count now on Stewart. He hits one over to left field. Williams is there for the out. 2 away. It's Clyde Fulmer now, and he takes a strike in the inside corner. then hits one over to O'Brien in right field for the third out. We go to the top of the seventh, and there's Tommy O'Brien up there. Hits one to left field, and Stewart has it for the out. One away, Johnny Pesky now. And he takes the strike that drops in there, and then a ball. 1-1 the count now on Pesky. 1-2 as that's fouled away. 2-2, that was inside, too far. Full count now on him, that was high. There was a high fly ball over to Lewis in right field for the second out, and it's Bobby Dewar. Dewar takes the ball inside. 1-0 the count. There's a strike on him, 1-1. And that's way outside. 2-1 now on Bobby. There's another one outside, 3-1. And that's low and outside, and so Scarborough misses, and that'll bring up Billy Hitchcock, runner on at first. That's a let-up pitch too high, 1-0 the count, and that's a curveball just wide, 2-0 now the count. The breaking ball popped up, and that is going to land as a base hit right in front of Lewis, and that will put Hitchcock on at first, and Dewar ends up going all the way around to third. And so the Red Sox do have something going here in the top of the seventh inning with 2 outs. Mel Parnell is going to be the batter. And so we'll see what Parnell does. He's going to stay in this ball game. I know that because he's hardly thrown any pitches today, and he hits a foul ball up to the right. 0-1 the count. Another one this time over to the left. It's 0-2 on him. And that one just misses. 1-2 the count on Parnell. And he swings and fouls one back. It's still 1-2. That's just outside for a ball. 2-2 now on Mel. And he fouls that one off again. Still 2-2. And he lays off a one over the plate. Full count. And there's a fly ball over to Stewart in left field. Stewart has that one for the out, and that will do it. And so there is a stalemate here still at Griffith Stadium, and we'll see where this one winds up. The Red Sox unable to take advantage of their opportunities. The Senators have only had a real opportunity. I think it was in the first, and that's been it. 0-0. Sam Dente hits a fly ball over to Williams and left for the first out. And here is Al Evans, who hits one over to right field for the second out. O'Brien's got that one, and Buddy Lewis now takes the ball. 1-0 the count, 1-1 now as he fouls one back. There's another one fouled off. It's 1-2 now on Lewis. And there's a swinging strike 3, and we go to the top of the 8th inning. It's Dom DiMaggio, little professor up there, over 2 today, hitting 4-0-2, and he fouls one back. 1-1 now the count. And there's a ball in there on him, 2-1, and he hits one over to right center field, and that's going to be a base hit. He always seems to get a base hit in front of Lewis, and that'll bring up Ted Williams with the runner on at first. 1-1 the count now on Williams. There's a shot towards left center field, and Williams has himself a double quickly. DiMaggio is held up at third base with nobody out. That's kind of an interesting choice to make, and so now we're going to have the infield come in. And the question is, what do we do? Should we pitch to Stevens, or should we walk him? I think what we're going to do is we're going to put him on. I think that's what we're going to do because, we're going to put him on. And the reason why is because we want to make sure that we have the double play set up. Of course, we don't have the infield come in when we know that we're going to walk him. And now with the bases loaded, now I think we bring that infield in, see what we can do. Stevens, there we go. So infield will come in, and let's see what we can do here. And there's going to be a pinch hitter, and it's going to be Al Zarilla coming in to hit. And Zarilla, I really probably should think about starting him, except that he's not been playing very well, so he needs to get some hits here. 1-1 now the count on Zarilla, who is hitting 143. 2-1 now the count on him. And there's one hit to left field, and Stewart has that one for the out, and that will score a run. So the first run of the ball game is in here, and it's going to be 1-0 is the score here in the top of the 8th inning as Dom DiMaggio scores that run. And I'm supposing that the computer manager is going to keep Zarilla in this ball game. We probably should have the infield in on the corners, and we do that now. Tommy O'Brien does a 1-1 count on him. And that's fouled back. It's 1-2 now on O'Brien. There's a fastball on tight, 2-2 now the count. And he swings and misses at that one with strike 3, and that's a pretty big strikeout. That means that there are 2 away now, and that will bring up Johnny Pesky. And I didn't have to have the infield in on the corners. I've forced a habit. 0-2 now the count on Pesky as he fouls one off. There's a ball inside, 1-2 now the count. There's a ground ball over to Yost. He goes over to second for the force out, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Matt Batts coming in there to catch, and so Zarilla was only good for the single at-bat and didn't really do a heck of a lot with it other than driving in that run. That's it. Al Kozar now, and it's 1-0 Red Sox. Kozar takes the strike, Another belt-high fastball for a strike, 0-2 the count, and there's a ball outside. It's 1-2 on him. And ball 2 is Parnell misses with that one, 2-2. There's a ground ball down the left side, and Parnell tries to grab that one, and he ends up slipping. Kozar has hit 10 straight, imagine that, and Parnell is in danger of letting this game fall apart on him if he's not careful. Parnell has pitched very, very well today. He's only got 76 pitches thrown here, which shows how economical he can be. This will bring up Eddie Yost, and you bet he's going to bunt, and they're looking for it. He bunts one foul, and there's a beauty drop down the first base line, and it's Bats who makes the play and throws over to Dorr, covering at the bag at first for the put out, and Kozar moves up to second. And so the potential tying run is at second base there for the Senators at the bottom of the 8th inning. And if it doesn't work this inning, I tell you, we do have another chance coming up there in the 9th. We're going to pinch hit here for Scarborough, who's pitched brilliantly. Sherry Robertson will come up and will be the pinch hitter. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count, hitting only 130. Fouls one back, and it's 0-2 now on him. And that one is in the dirt. Almost gets away from Bats, but he's able to recover in time. 1-2 now the count. That's up high, 2-2. There's another foul ball, 2-2 still the count of Robertson, and that one is wide. Good take by him, full count. Swings and foul tips. That one Bats just can't hold on. Still a full count on Robertson. And whoa, man, that looked like that was ball 4, and instead they're going to call that for strike 3, and that's a big play, and that's one to argue about for a while. So it's kind of hard to see here, but that was one that was definitely a borderline pitch. And the borders in this case go to the pitcher and then Mel Parnell, and that means there's 2 away now for Eddie Robertson, still with a runner in scoring position. And Robertson hits a little ground ball over to third base, and it's going to be pretty routine, and he's thrown out at first. We'll go to the top of the 9th inning. Who do we put in here is the question. And I think we're going to put in Walt Masterson. That's going to be the next pitcher here for the Senators. So ends up being not too much there going for the Senators as Robertson. You can see the trend here. If these hitters who are these hitters who are taking pitches are the ones who are actually getting hits. A lot of these guys are swinging at the first thing that they see, and they just make outs, and that's been it. There's a foul back by Bobby Dorr. 0-1 the count, and there's a ball there to him. 1-1. 2-1 as the fastball misses, and there's a little ground ball over to Yost to third. I'm sorry, Masterson, the pitcher, ends up doing that, throws over to first, and Dorr just beats that one out. And here is Billy Hitchcock. He's going to sacrifice that one over to Masterson. That moves Dorr up to second. That'll bring up Mel Parnell, who fouls one back. 0-1 the count now on Mel. And there's a fastball high, 1-1, and there's one popped up behind third. Yost has that one for the out, 2 away, and here's Dom DiMaggio. He takes a strike, 0-1 the count now on DiMaggio. There's a bouncing ball up the middle, and that's going to get through for a single, and it is quickly 2-0 for the Red Sox. And there's a foul ball over the right. Lewis just can't get to that one. 0-1, 0-2 now to Williams. 1-2 is the count. And he lines one over to left center field, and that's another base hit for Williams, who's 3 for 5 today, and that'll bring up Vern Stevens. Red Sox have a chance here to really blow this game open. 1-1 now the count on Stevens as Masterson not pitching so well. 2-1 now. 2-2 as that one gets in there for a strike, and there's one into left field, and that one drops in there for a hit. And so the Red Sox have scored twice here in the top of the 9th. That'll bring up Matt Batts, and Matz takes the ball, then another ball high. And another one off the plate. 3-0 now the count on Batts. 3-1 as that one hits the zone, and that's lined to the left, but just foul. Full count now. And then Batts ends up taking strike 3. Batts is hitting only 115, and so much for my hero. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's going to be Bud Stewart up here now. And Stewart takes a slider down the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. That's foul back 0-2. There's a bouncer off the mound, and it's going to be Stevens, the shortstop, making that play, throwing to first for the out, 1 away. Clyde Fulmer up there now. Takes a strike and then fouls one back. It's 0-2 on him. There's a little fly ball over to center field. DiMaggio has that for the out, 2 away, and Sam Denti fouls the first pitch he sees over behind third, and then fouls one back, 0-2 the count. Sliders off the outside edge. It's 1-2, and there's a blooper over to left field. Williams has that one, and there's your ball game. Red Sox win this one 3-0. It was a lot closer than it looked until we got to the top of the 9th, and the Red Sox are finally moving the right way, and we'll see what happens come tomorrow, and I'll talk with you then. Bye-bye.